How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading while the price is going up or down. SEC admits that Ripple is software code. I apologize ahead of time. We have quite a few articles, but they're all very short. And there's quite a bit of information. This article won't let me highlight, though. So we're going to read it. Recent news that Ripple and the SEC are embroiled in a legal battle over the status of XRP as a security has sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency industry. The SEC has alleged that Ripple and its executives have violated federal securities laws by selling XRP as an unregistered security. Ripple has maintained that XRP is a digital asset and not a security, and the SEC's lawsuit is without merit. Recently, Ripple's attorney has stated that the SEC has admitted that Ripple is software code, which could be a potential win for the Ripple in the case. So, in a recent hearing, Ripple's attorney, Jeremy Hogan, stated that the SEC has admitted that Ripple is a software code. Hogan argued that this admission is a potential win for Ripple, as the SEC's previous legal position was that XRP was a security. According to Hogan, the SEC's position has changed and that it now acknowledges Ripple is a software code. The implications of the SEC's admission that Ripple is a software code are far-reaching. It could mean that XRP is not a security, as the SEC has claimed, and that Ripple and its executive had not violated federal securities laws. If this is the case, then it would be a major victory for Ripple and could potentially result in the dismissal of the SEC's lawsuit. So, a little bit of a Fed update here. By the end of January, most analysts expected only 2 additional rate hikes of 25 points. However, markets are now indicating a 27% possibility that the Fed could raise interest rates by 50 points next month. Montana Senate passes bill protecting crypto miners. Apparently I forgot to highlight this one, so we'll go through it quick together. Montana State Senate passed a bill Thursday protecting crypto miners from a range of possible actions against the industry. The proposed law passed 37-13 in the Senate, and next will go to the state's House for its approval. The bill protects at-home mining, prevents discriminatory utility rates for miners, and stipulates that crypto used as a payment will not be subjected to additional taxes. So that would be important for areas like, because you see, like New York cracking down on mining and preventing people from mining in New York not that long ago. We covered that a few weeks ago. So it's good seeing someone defend crypto mining. Legislation also takes power from local governments, preventing them from moving against our at-home mining or retroactively using zoning laws to shut down active operations like they are in New York. The new law might possibly upend 2020 Missoula County zoning ordinance that required all Bitcoin miners to buy or build renewable energy asset equivalent to their energy consumption. Missoula County representatives did not respond to a request for comment. So you may see some laws get removed if this does end up passing. Hopefully this law gets adopted in other states. So now a little bit on SBF. We have 2 articles on them. So, lawyers agreed to pay for an expert to explain his use of the VPNs. Lawyers for the FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried wrote to the judge presiding over his criminal case on Tuesday, agreeing to pay for an expert to help explain VPNs and disappearing messages. The letter, signed by Bankman-Fried's attorney and viewed by an insider, said lawyers agreed to the appointment of an independent technical expert, paid for by the defense, to advise the court on technical issues concerning Mr. Bankman-Fried's bail conditions. U.S. District Judge Louis Kaplan has warned Bankman-Fried several times over his use of technology while he's been on house arrest. In late January, prosecutors alleged that Bankman-Fried may have engaged in witness tampering after he reached out to FTX employees via encrypted messaging app Signal. Kaplan then banned him from using any apps which encrypt or auto-delete messages. He added concerns that Bankman-Fried could still figure out a way to conceal communications, saying he's read all the spy movies. I think he's a little goofy for saying that, but hey. On February 13, prosecutors raised concerns about Bankman-Fried's use of VPN, which masks a user's web browsing activity and location. His lawyers said that Bankman-Fried was not only watching the Super Bowl and other NFL games through an international subscription he purchased in the Bahamas, but Kaplan still ordered him to stop using a VPN. I'm kinda curious why this is all going to be on Bankman-Fried's side. I want the people going after him to hire the expert. Hopefully that's the way it ends up working out. The judge then proposed that the defense pay for an expert to advise him on VPNs and other technical matters related to Bankman-Fried's bail conditions. They're supposed to get a list of candidates next week. Hopefully it's not just a bunch of people that he'll be able to pay on the inside. Bankman-Fried hit with new criminal charges over political donations, finally. Prosecutors today hit disgraced crypto mongols and Bankman-Fried with new criminal charges relating to political donations he made while running the now collapsed digital asset exchange FTX. A superseding indictment Thursday alleges that the ex-FTX boss has made more than 300 illegal political donations in the United States to purchase influence over cryptocurrency regulation in Washington, D.C. Thursday's new charge sheet alleges Bankman-Fried was able to access and steal FTX customer deposits without detection. Thought that was already established. The indictment adds that SBF's unlawful political influence campaign included flooding the political system with tens of millions of dollars in legal contributions to both Democrats and Republicans. Prosecutors now charged a former Jane Street trader and MIT graduate with 12 criminal counts in total. If you're interested in what all those are, you could read right here. And SBF was popular with the establishment. He invited politicians to fancy business conferences in the Caribbean and donated millions to candidates, including our very own President Joe Biden. Can you give that money back, Joey, or are you going to just hold on to the people's money that you claim to protect? Some politicians are now giving those donations back. The White House has so far avoided commenting on SBF's donations. So, believe this is our last one here. So, crypto exchanges face an existential challenge. What can bring users back? A trend few have paid much attention to is the changing shape of the crypto industry's spot markets, more specifically in the cross-chain space. In 2020, Uniswap exploded. They went parabolic, very good. Took billions in daily volume away from centralized exchanges to the point where much of the discovery for many ERC20 tokens now occur on-chain. Dozens of new Layer 1 chains emerging and growing, cross-chain technology getting better and more refined over time, it is slowly becoming possible to swap assets cross-chain in a comparable experience to Uniswap. Even Uniswap itself is expanding to other chains. I cannot talk tonight. With multiple bankruptcies and collapses still failing crypto news feeds, it has never been clearer to both users and regulators that the industry must reduce its dependence on centralized exchanges. When it comes to transparency and control of customers' funds, nothing beats on-chain trading through protocols rather than trusted entities. There are still many problems plaguing cross-chain experiences, namely low liquidity, poor user experience, lack of aggregation, market fragmentation, and lack of support for non-EVM chains. The nature of DeFi means that disparate protocols can come together in transparent partnerships. Protocol interacting with protocol for the benefit of users and the ecosystem overall. In fact, much of the time, the cooperation isn't required. Protocols can use other protocols without the permission of the other, removing yet more barriers to this development. One recent example of that is Litecoin adopting ordinals. They didn't need Bitcoin's permission to adopt ordinals. So looks like this is the last one. Sorry, this is about Canada. If you're not interested in Canada, you could skip forward, but this could end up playing out to the US someday. The Canadian Securities Administration had put crypto trading platforms, CTPs, on notice. Remember the acronym. Such entities not already registered with the agency have until March 23rd to complete pre-registration requirements or cease operations in the country. Just real quick, for those of you that don't know, Canada really tried cracking down on crypto last year during the bull run, and like when all this war started, they were trying to force people to not hold crypto, so they're very anti-crypto there. Exchanges must commit to the practice known as segregation in crypto custody and maintain a chief compliance officer under the new rules. They also must adhere to the elimination of leverage trading and halting the sale of holding of stablecoins. If a CTP is unable or unwilling to provide an enhanced pre-registration undertaking, this CSA expects it will take appropriate action to offboard existing Canadian users and impose restrictions to prevent Canadian users from accessing its products or services. Thought I highlighted this, but they were somewhere. They stopped stablecoins. Oh. Yeah, so the elimination of stablecoins. They are going after stablecoins so they can force their users to have a CBDC that they control. That way they can have the control over the crypto industry. This is the move that you had to watch out for in every other country, because this is a move you don't want to happen. So, start on Bitcoin for our charts. We've come down to our point of control over on the daily for this range. Our VWAP isn't really coming down too aggressive. Our momentum wave's kind of rounding off, sort of trying to taper out. Money flow's kind of flat. We still have that bearish divergence highlighting. Stochastic's going kind of bearish. RSI is falling still, so daily's not looking the greatest right now. Over on the 4-hour though, we have a bullish divergence highlighting here. Two green dots. We invalidated this red dot. VWAP's just crossing this neutral zone, so watch for this candle close and see what happens. One ape in right after the candle close, but if we get this green dot and continue moving up after, that'd be a very positive sign. Money flow is trying to come back up after taking a bit of a dip, so that's a positive sign. So we may have some life come back in on the 4-hour, and you can see that our stochastic and RSI are starting to make slight recoveries. Over on the 2-hour, we did get a red X that played out pretty strong. Could have a bear pendant here. Which a bear pendant is a bearish pattern that could break us down. And if this breakdown does happen, that would possibly take us around the bottom of this range, so it wouldn't be the worst breakdown ever. But if we broke down any further, this range would be shot, and we would be falling back down to our previous range, which if we break that, then it might be safe to say we'll hit 15K again. So over on the 2-hour, VWAP is kind of flopping around. Money flows kind of flopping around, so we got some indecision, but we are getting a green dot here. Our momentum wave is trying to curl up, so we'll have to see again the next couple candle closes, see what happens. So we're kind of in a wait and see environment right now. If we look over at graph on the daily, don't know why I zoomed out so far. We still have this rising triangle intact, so that is a good sign for the graph. RSI slightly coming down yet. Stochastic's beat up. Momentum wave is crashing pretty hard, so our momentum is dying off. That's not the best sign, but our money flow is coming up, so money is coming in. That is a good sign. VWAP, our medium trend, is in the bearish zone. However, it looks like it's kind of flattening and trying to head up. Over on the 4 hour, we have bullish divergence on graph as well. We don't have a green dot invalidating this red dot, so I'd watch out about this red dot, but we could get a green dot show up sometime soon if we continue our momentum with Bitcoin and our other coins. VWAP just peaked under, looks like it wants to fight this neutral zone and could possibly break above. Money flow kind of dipped down, but it looks like it's slightly trying to recover, so that could be a bullish sign. Stochastic's going pretty good. RSI is probably going to get some movement upward if this momentum can continue. Over on the 2 hour, we do have a bearish divergence that happened on our momentum wave that slightly brought us down. You could say that might have played out already, as we had our red X, had our divergence, we took a little bit of a dip, didn't take us far. Doesn't always have to. Very small divergence. Red X's aren't always that strong. Our money flow is coming out. That's a little concerning. We'll want to see it start to round up and come back in. Our volume. What the heck? That looked a little weird. Our momentum wave is kind of jumping around, but it's trying to make a curl. VWAP is trying to come back up. So if we're able to cross this neutral zone, that'd be good, but if we get rejected from trying to cross this neutral zone, then we could see further downside, and we could invalidate this pattern. So we go over to XRP here. Still kind of goofy looking. Not ready to delete this head and shoulders just in case we do end up with a play out. I did warn that we could see a little bit further downside on here. Array against the bottom of our triangle. Getting a red X on tomorrow's candle, not the best sign. Money flow is coming out. VWAP's coming out. Our momentum curled over and has a red dot, and it did not cross over very strong. So we're not looking the greatest here. Looking like a good chance we could break down. Don't know if anyone ever heard the news article we covered earlier. So, forgot to go on the lower time frame, sorry about that. So over on the 4 hour, momentum is kind of heading up, so somewhat of a bullish divergence that's not highlighting. VWAP's trying to come up, so our medium term could try and come back up. Money flow here is kind of flat, a little up, so I'm not sure how the daily is losing money flow when the 4 hour is gaining. Stochastics looks like it wants to make a bullish cross here, so a lot of indecision on XRP as well. And our RSI is still heading down. 2 hour momentum flows. Our momentum is starting to curl. Don't have any green dots or anything like we do on other coins. Money flow is bullish, however it is still coming out a little bit. Our VWAP, is trying to come up near that neutral zone, so we could get a little bit of a push here, kind of like graph and BTC. So we could end up pushing, however, it's not looking the strongest right now for some of these other indicators. Momentum is coming down here on algo. Our VWAP is coming down pretty strongly. We did have that red dot. Our stochastic and RSI are starting to head down. Money flow is kind of decreasing now. So we are seeing some of the money come out that did come in the previous days. Over on the 4 hour, we don't have a green dot here either. However, our VWAP, jeez, I am just all over. Our momentum is kind of heading down, but if we do continue this bullish momentum on like Bitcoin, that could help us start to round here, and we could see a green dot start to form after this candle. Our VWAP is kind of flat, money flow is kind of flat, stochastic and RSI have gone kind of flat right just above that neutral area, so we'll want to see those turn around and pick up if we're going to continue our momentum. We are out of our ascending channel if you didn't notice. 2 hour, we're setting a newer high on our momentum, so that's bullish divergence we're setting up. Looks like it's curling a little better here than on the 4 hour, so that's a little bit of a bullish sign. Our VWAP is kind of flat here, came up a little bit and flattened out. We'll want to see it start to head back up again and not roll over. It looks like it may try to roll over. Our money flow is coming out on the 2 hour, so that's a little concerning. Our stochastic is getting beat up pretty badly, broke that neutral zone, and our RSI is going to start heading to around that neutral zone if we don't get a turnaround. So Algo's looking a little more beat up than like Graph and Bitcoin, but it's looking a little more like XRP, so I have a little indecision on some coins, but we'll kind of have to watch the next couple candles to make a determination of where we could go. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.